welcome to the Apprentice Automation Challenge welcome webinar. Thanks for joining, everyone. My name is Christina. I'm the projects executive at IMechE, working in the education team. I'm looking after a portfolio of student and apprentice competitions, of which Apprentice Automation Challenge is part of. On the second hand, I'm also leading on the diversity and inclusion agenda for the institution. So today, I'm going to briefly introduce you to the agenda and a few housekeeping rules before we start. So first of all, please could you mute yourself and switch off your camera for the entire session unless you speak. That will minimize any interference with the noise throughout the entire webinar. If you have any questions during the webinar, I suggest that you pop them into the chat box, which I've left a message there already, so hopefully you could locate it. It should be on your right-hand side. As I said, this session is being recorded, and I'll circulate a copy of this webinar to all the teams, and it will be available on the IMechE AAC webpage as well. And I'm gonna start with the agenda. So today, it is going to be a very brief session to just say a warm welcome to all the teams that joined the 2021 competition. I've got a few colleagues joining me today to speak about the IMechE membership benefits to apprentices. We've got an overview of the challenge and key dates. The 2020 Grand Champions are joining us today to talk to you about their device from last year and some lessons learned along the way. I've got someone speaking about the Apprentice and IMechE Awards, and I'm going to briefly chat to you about the manufacturing community platform that I would like to introduce you to. We're having a Q&A session at the end, but as I said, if you have any questions during the webinar, just feel free to pop them into the chat box, and we may try to address them as we go along. So this session should last about 30 to 40 minutes. And to start with, I'd like to introduce you to Terry Spall, the Institution of Mechanical Engineers President. Terry, over to you.
Well, thank you, Christina. Good morning to everybody, and a huge welcome to the IMechE Apprentice Automation Challenge 2021. As you heard, my name's Terry Spall, and I am the 135th President of the Institution of Mechanical Engineers. And I'm also very proud to tell you that I started my career as an apprentice as well. So therefore, with some authority and perhaps huge bias, I can tell you all that I think you've already made a smart choice by going the apprentice route to start your professional development and really to kickstart your careers. Well, the Apprentice Automation Challenge, which was formerly known as the Home Automation Challenge, has been hugely successful and has already influenced many young engineers to go on to do some really great things in their careers. It's a competition that will certainly challenge you, it'll inspire you. I think at times it will probably frustrate you as well when things don't work out quite right, but nevertheless, you can be sure that you'll all emerge better engineers from your experience of participating in this competition. It's been carefully designed, so it will really test teams from the perspective of being creative. It'll test their technical and manufacturing skills to deliver a really practical solution to improve or automate something. It's multidisciplinary in that it could involve you in mechanical, materials, electrical, electronics, software, and many other engineering disciplines. But it will also, it'll develop your project management skills, as you have deadlines to achieve and you need to plan your way to achieve those goals, and most importantly, to work effectively as a team. And that will have its own challenges as well, but it's all part of the experience. In many ways, it's designed to emulate real life projects that you'll encounter later in your careers. So it really does serve as a very useful purpose really in getting you ready for that experience later on. So you should feel proud that you've made the team, and I hope you'll all capitalise on the opportunity and set yourselves the goal of landing first place in that September final. That's what you should be focused on right now. So I mentioned I was an apprentice. And in many ways, for me, it's been a really great driving force through my career. Things are very different now, but back then, when I was an apprentice, I always felt that I had to prove I was better than those who'd done a purely academic route to their careers by doing A levels and then going straight on to university. These days it's much harder to win a place on an apprenticeship, than what it is to go the academic route. I'm absolutely convinced of that. There's much more competition to win those places. So congratulations to you all on achieving that goal. I did later go on to university and secured a bachelor and master's degree, and I hope many of you decide to do that as well. But the practical skills and the experience I gained whilst an apprentice really helped me, throughout my later career, all the way right up to board director. So even today, I still benefit from the practical skills I learned as an apprentice, and there's probably no DIY task I would not take on these days, and that's all thanks to being an apprentice way back. So I congratulate you all on securing your place on an apprenticeship scheme with your employers. As I alluded, there is such competition to win those apprenticeship places. It really does reflect well on those like yourselves that have been successful. And for sure, it will always look great on your CV, as indeed will the fact that you are a competitor in this competition, and maybe, who knows, maybe a winner in this competition as well. So I wish you every success in the competition. Make the most of the experience, go the extra mile, and do everything you can to give your team the best chance of winning. So that's all from me, and good luck to you all. Back to you, Christina.
Oh, thank you so much, Terry. That's very wonderful words of best wishes. Thank you for joining us today. Okay, so we'll go next to, I'd like to introduce you to Alex Turnbull, our business development executive, who will speak about the IMechE membership benefits for affiliate members. So Alex, over to you.
Okay, thank you, Christina. I'm just going to get the presentation up. Okay. Can everyone see my screen? Okay.
Yes, looks great. Thanks.
Okay, brilliant. Okay, so hi guys. My name is Alex Turnbull. I work for the IMechE as business development executive in the primarily working with those in the early stages of their careers, so apprentices, students, and newly qualified technicians. I'm just going to talk to you a little bit today about the IMechE as a whole, about the benefits of being a member, the opportunities which we can provide you with, and so on. But I won't keep you too long because I know we are a bit tight on time. And then any questions at the end, hopefully we can deal with those after everyone's spoken. Okay, so we have around about 120,000 members in the institution around across 40 countries. About 80,000 of those are in the UK. And sort of a lot of them spread across the world in like Australia, America, and Southeast Asia. We are there to accredit university degrees, apprenticeships, and industry training courses. And we are licensed by the Engineering Council to accredit EngTech, so engineering technician, IMechE, so incorporated engineer, and chartered engineer status, so CEng. We do provide a wider range of benefits. So a lot of training events, networking opportunities, things like that. And we are a not-for-profit organisation. So this means that all of the membership fees we take from people, they go back into funding membership activity to make sure that we give the best possible value to you as members. So the IMechE is the second largest and the fastest growing professional engineering institution in the UK. They're around about 36. But we're the second largest one. We are completely free to apprentices and students while studying. Some of you may have already seen this presentation and may already be an apprentice member, but it's completely free for the duration of your education and while you're studying. We're there to support you and guide you, develop you throughout your career, hopefully give you that extra bit of support in the early stages. And we have a wide range of benefits as well. So it's not just about being a member as being part of the IMechE, it's about being part of something bigger. So you're part of a wider engineering community, and we're there to sort of back you up all along the way. At the end of your course as well, obviously you can look at becoming professionally registered, which I'll come on to in a moment. We do have a wide range of events usually, which are great usual like local talks, tours, nights out, training events, things like that. However, due to the pandemic, we are now doing a lot of things online, but we do have something really good called the IMechE at Home. It's a web page on our website whereby you can look at free webinars, sort of different sort of technical talks, lectures, things like that that you can get involved in, and they're really good and really useful at the moment. A lot of those are free as well, so check those out on our website. It's imeche.org /near you, just to see what's out there and what you can access at the moment, because it's a really good benefit right now. As well, we do have local committees. So anywhere in the UK, we have a local committee, which we give a budget to. We give them sort of free rein in terms of planning events. So wherever you are in the UK, there'll be a local IMechE committee, which you could join. You could then help steer events, help plan events, because we want to make sure that we are being steered by our members, and we do have the right influence from our members. Therefore, we provide them with a budget. We give them lots of freedom to say, we think this area is crying out for an event in this specific topic. Therefore, that can be put on and facilitated by us and our members. It's a really good opportunity to get involved and sort of show off your skills and get involved with speaking to other engineers as well. The main benefit as an apprentice would be our library at this stage in your careers. We do have a physical library in London, which you can access and visit whenever you like, when it's open. But we do have the largest mechanical engineering library in the world online as well. So this means as a free apprentice affiliate member, you can actually access textbooks, journals, articles, anything like that on your laptop. Basically, what you can do is go into our library, search for what you need or what you're looking for. Then you can download that textbook or journal onto your laptop, and you have that as a PDF document for life then. So some of those books are worth, say, £200–300 per book, but you can get those completely free and use those and refer back to them while you're studying. I went to university and I had to pay quite a lot of money for books and resources. So if I had had this opportunity, it would have been really beneficial at the time. So do make use of that if you can. It's a really good benefit. We do have various other sort of benefits and ways you can stay in touch and stay connected to us. So we have an app called the PE app, which I'd recommend you download, professional engineering app. We do have newsletters as well. So if you become an affiliate apprentice member, you will receive tailored newsletters and emails coming to you with industry news, industry updates, what's on the horizon. So you're always staying ahead of the curve. You know what's coming up and you can impress your boss and so on. So yeah, do try and have a look at that, what we send out as well, and on our social media platforms. One really good thing we have as a benefit for especially apprentices and people in the early stages of their careers is our sort of funding and awards. So we do have quite a lot of funding and money set aside, and that is maybe left by legacy donations, which we have to basically put back into the future of engineering. So you guys. So this is things such as the Apprentice of the Year award, which is £1,500 for the winner. The IMechE of the Year award, £2,000, and things such as the Whitworth Scholarship. So the Whitworth Scholarship means that you can go and study maybe a bachelor's undergraduate degree, your BEng, for example, and get up to £9,000 per year for that degree. And that's completely free. You wouldn't be in debt then once you've finished, and you just have to apply for that and tell us why you think you deserve that money. And then if you wanted to go and study a master's, then it's up to £15,000 per year as well. So if you are interested in studying further after your apprenticeship, please do look into that. That would just be at the bottom webpage there, imeche.org /awards. But yeah, do make sure you look into that if possible. Again, I've already talked about the committees and groups, so I won't go on about that too much. But yeah, it's just a really good opportunity to stay connected and like the events that you're getting involved with, for example, the AAC event that you're getting involved with this year, that's going to be really good in terms of meeting other engineers and sort of showing off your skills. One of the benefits we do have is the support network. This is a benevolent charity that works solely on behalf of us and our members So they basically provide you with any offline support you may need. So if you need any sort of counselling at all, having any money problems, any advice you may need, which is not so much related to your job, but is more to do with yourself, then they're always there, and they're there to support our members. Even if you are a free affiliate member as an apprentice, you still get access to the full benefit of the support network service. So yeah, do make sure you use that if you need to. So once you've finished your apprenticeship, you can then register to become an IMechE member. So therefore you would have the IMechE IMechE post nominals after your name. This means that you would be accredited, you would be on the Engineering Council's database, and then everyone in your industry can then recognize you, that you have your skills, knowledge, and experience of an industry standard. This sets a global benchmark against your skills. It shows that you're competent, and it basically provides that trust within working relationships. It means as well that if you go into a work situation, then you've always got the IMechE sort of backing you up in a way, because we've said that you are good enough to do your job, you're fully competent, and you are who you say you are, essentially. So it provides that extra trust in working relationships, and it's a really good way to sort of show off your skills and prove to your peers that you are really competent and you're looking to progress yourself in your career. So once you finish your apprenticeship, it's not quite ready the time just yet, but do look into professional registration such as IMechE, or if you want to go and study further, maybe looking to go into become an IMechE member or a chartered engineer at some point. Those are all really good benefits to access there. I'm not going to get you to apply now. However, if you did want to sign up to become a free affiliate members apprentice, you can jump onto that website and maybe just take a quick picture on your phone and apply later on. But it only takes 5 minutes and you'll get access to all those benefits I mentioned there. Okay, so it's a very quick, brief overview there. I'm not going to keep you too long, but if there's any questions at the end, feel free to ask those to myself or Christina. Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much, Alex. That was very informative and useful. I hope most of our team members are already affiliate members by now, and you can make full use of all the benefits that Alex mentioned just now. Especially the library is a great resource. I do agree. During university time, it would have been a massive help to have that free library. Okay, so I'm going to introduce you to our next speaker, Jason Yearsley, the chair of the Apprentice Automation Challenge committee that stand behind organizing this competition, and a design engineer at Rolls-Royce. So, Jason, over to you. Can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear.
Brilliant. I'm going to put the slides. So, Jason, here you go.
Thank you, Christina. As Christina's mentioned, I'm the chair of the steering group for the Apprentice Automation Challenge. I've been involved since the inception. We had the first competition in 2015, so this is now the 6th competition. And the background behind the competition is we essentially, I sit on the Manufacturing Industries Division Board at the IMechE, and it was noted that there wasn't any sole competitions just focused on apprentices. So we wanted to solve that, and we come up with the idea of sort of improving the daily lives of people at home and in the garden, and through the products that you will design in the competition. So it gives you a chance to work as a team, gain a lot of skills that you may not have chance to early in your careers, and also demonstrate how capable you are and show your skills off on the finals day. This year we're planning to have a finals day in September. We'll go on to the key dates in a moment. Well, here they are. And essentially that will involve you sort of giving a presentation, showing off your prototype, and sort of there'll be a group of judges that will go around and see your presentation and ask you questions. there'll also be a chance to sort of have a tour of the Manufacturing Technology Centre at Coventry, where it will be based. And there's sort of speaking, some talks at the end as well. And hopefully a networking event. But all of this at the moment is subject to the COVID rules in September. So don't worry too much. If things don't go as everyone's hoping for, then we will have a virtual event as a backup. But fingers crossed, we'll all be allowed to have a more normal event by September. Yeah, I just want to also mention as well that the winners, as well as sort of the prize, cash prize, will also be invited to attend the Manufacturing Excellence Awards, or the TMMX Awards. You can Google that if you want to see more, which is usually based in Liverpool, obviously subject to the competition being run with all the COVID regulations required. So anyway, we'll move on to the important key dates you can see on the screen. We've got the welcome webinar today, you can see, and we're planning to have another webinar in May, date to be confirmed, to sort of help assist you with your report deadline and the report writing for the 5th of July. We're planning to maybe do certain things that you may not have experienced with, such as a business case, and give a sort of educational and good tips for your report and other things. So if there's any things you find you're struggling with, and you want, get in contact, and we'll see if we can add it into the webinar. It'd be really useful to get your feedback and questions resolved there. And then, as I mentioned before, the final event will be in the 17th of September. And yeah, welcome to the competition and good luck. I'm sure you'll all enjoy it very much, as other apprentices have done in the past. And I look forward to seeing all the products you invent, and hopefully see you in September. Thanks, Christina.
Thank you so much, Jason. Thank you for that really brief and informative introduction to the challenge. Next, I'd like to invite Tim Matus from Leonardo, our 2020 Grand Champions, who would like to talk to you about their products and that they've created last year, and some, share some tips and learning points that they've learned through their journey with the competition. So over to you.
Great, thanks, Christina. Good morning, guys. I'd like to say thank you all for joining. I'm Aaron, a business apprentice from Leonardo UK. I'm from Team Motus, the winner of the 2020 IMechE competition. And today we're going to give you a presentation about our products, how we manage the project on a day-to-day basis, and also some tips for next year's entrants. In the presentation, I'll introduce you to the team and give you a quick breakdown of our roles, an overview of the product, and then explain some of the business case aspects of the competition. So here's a quick breakdown of the team. In the middle, you'll see my name as the project manager, and I also look after the financial aspects of the project. We have Saya looking after the software, Daniel and Lewis for the technical and manufacturing elements, and Connor and Lucy are the business and procurement leads.
So yeah, I'm Lewis. I'm going to introduce the product itself. So we essentially designed a motion sensing light which would act as a it senses motion. So it was mainly designed to aid the elderly, or be placed on a household surface where light isn't really visible at night, and it will pick up motion as someone walks through the door and illuminate the area really. So we also designed an app which would control the timing of the light and also the colors. So our main unique selling points were the motion was controlled through the motion sensors. It had app capability, and it could basically stick to any sort of surface that you desired.
So when we was researching our product, we had to have a look to the main markets that we was aiming for. So obviously it fell into two main markets, which were the home lighting market and the home automation market. So as you can see here, these are some of the figures for the markets that we was looking at. So the home lighting market in 2020 was worth $13.4 billion, and it's expected to grow to $30.6 billion by 2025. And then again, for the home automation market in 2018, it was worth $74.8 billion, and then it's expected to grow to 163.46 by 2025. So there's lots of room to get in there and get a product going.
So as Connor said on the previous slide, it's really important to try and understand our competition. So we did do some market research and found that most of our competitors were either too expensive for what we were offering, or they offered something similar, but it didn't have all the aspects such as the app, and these seemed to be a lot cheaper. So we wanted to find something in the mid-range that offered both the app and also had the good quality of the higher end products. And we feel like we found this in the middle. So we created a break-even chart to try and demonstrate how long it would take for our product to start turning over a profit. This chart generated a figure of 425 units, and this is based off a selling price of $49.99 and selling 1,000 units per month, which, although this is an assumption, we feel these are fairly accurate figures. We are also predicting our costs to reduce once we start trading on a larger scale due to bulk buying, and this will add to our margin. However, there are risks to this too, and we need to ensure we don't overtrade, as this will start to lead to a diseconomies of scale, and we could start to lose some business.
So as we can see here, as we're projecting to gain a market share over time, we're expecting to get 1% within 10 years. That would give us about £134 million worth. And then on the right hand side from the research, we sort of seen our sales demographic by age. So 0 to 18 was a vast chunk, and then the elderly for 50 plus was a vast chunk as well. So then it shows that our two main target audiences.
So yeah, before we actually started to finalise any plans for our project, we looked into whether our product would actually be beneficial to society, because of course we really like the idea. So one thing we looked into, which was quite a big stat for us, was that a third of elderly people have a fall each year, and this is mainly due to poor lighting. So what our product would do was, it would, as Lewis touched on earlier, it would illuminate the chosen area of the user, so they could it would assist them with kind of anything they wanted to do in the night, and it's an interactive product. It's easy to use. It would last a long time, and of course with the current situation, COVID, it just makes their lives that little bit easier, and will hopefully make it a lot safer for them.
And what we believe what went well was we developed our presentation skills through having to do presentations akin to this one. And despite the challenges given due to COVID, we still performed well considering the situation. And on top of this, we gained a good insight into running a project from the very beginning to right through to the very end. And also we gained a understanding of owning and having responsibilities within a project.
So yeah, of course there were some things that we do differently. So the main things are focusing on building the product earlier. So we've done a lot of the preparation, but we felt we could have actually started it earlier and got through all of the little bugs a bit quicker. Purchasing and researching products in good time. So that was mainly to aid the previous comment. Spreading the work out evenly across the team. So although we had design leads, technical leads, it kind of got a bit much for some of us. So one thing I'd say to you guys is try and spread the work out. And virtual weekly meetings. We were having face-to-face meetings before COVID, and then that sort of changed, and we had a drop off for about a month, but we didn't have any sort of meetings. So I'd say just try and keep up to having a weekly slot where you focus all your attention onto IMechE, and you won't struggle.
Finally, we thought we'd put some tips together for the next IMechE entrance. So one of the key things, like Lewis touched on, was having regular weekly stand-up meetings. This would be so we can just go through any actions during the week, and also some updates on how the progress was going. Coming up with a good product that you're going to stick with. This is key, because if you don't feel like the product is actually worth doing, you'll kind of lose interest in the passion for it, and the work will start to deteriorate too. Making sure the product is viable and possible to make. So this means basically not creating something that's impossible. We did this by market researching everything and ensuring that it was all good. You've got to ask yourself whether this will actually benefit people. So we found a sector in the elderly people where they would really benefit this product, and it would help them in terms of safety. So this was a good benefit for us. And also starting the production of this as early as possible was important. We kind of started this a bit late, so we had to rush in and get all of our products in, and this did lead to some quality deterioration. So next time we decide to order the products in earlier. Thanks everyone for listening. Please don't hesitate to ask any questions.
Thank you so much, everyone. Thanks for your wonderful presentation. Those very useful tips. I hope that the new teams will take this on board. So we're going to go next, and I'm going to introduce you to Scott Patterson, which is the design engineer from Aston Martin, who is here to talk to you about scholarships and awards available from the IMechE. So Scott, over to you.
Yeah, good morning. Thank you, Christina. Yeah, so as said, I'm Scott Patterson from Aston Martin Cognizant Formula One team. And just here to really talk to you about the Apprentice and EngTech awards that are available to you guys throughout your careers. So as a bit of a background to myself, I was an apprentice with Siemens Industrial Machinery in Lincoln. I did my apprenticeship with them, and I was really an advocate of all of what the IMechE has to offer. I've become EngTech registered. I was a runner-up with the Brian Hildrew Apprentice of the Year. I've received a Whitworth scholarship, and having all these awards and the backing really does help throughout your career. So one thing I want to kind of get across is how easy it is to apply for these. Most of the awards are just an application form only. It's only when you get onto the Whitworth scholarships and the grants that you really have to attend for an interview. So please, have a look at what there is to offer for these scholarships and awards. Some of the awards you may be able to tie into some of the work that you're already doing, perhaps with project work that you're doing through your college studies for your apprenticeship. So please do have a look. It might be less work than what you might think. So have a look and really do get involved with all that there is and that the IMechE has to offer, including the scholarships and awards. If you've got any further questions, I'll hang around at the end in case you want to ask me anything directly. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Scott. Okay, so we're coming to an end of this webinar. I've got just a few more things to share with the teams before we finish. This being, so the manufacturer is a sponsor and partner of the IMechE Apprenticeship Automation Challenge. And this year, for the first time, they're offering us a digital home for the participants, judges, and committee members to share information and communicate with each other. So this is basically a platform for you to register and be able to interact with other team members. So it's a really good tool for engagement. It is a private platform. To be able to join, you must register on the community.themanufacturer.com. And there are some video instructions that are popped onto this slide. And by the way, I will share these slides with you after this webinar. So as you click on the slide, on the link, it will explain to you how you can register. Once you register, please drop an email to Daniel. Daniel works for the manufacturer and looks after the platform. So he will let you into the club. So there's a private club specifically for the AAC teams. And once registered, Daniel will send you a welcome message, invite you to that club, and actually explain you how you can navigate for it. So it has different functions. You can interact with different teams. You can post questions, open different forums, etc. It is just a good way for you to engage with others, see how they're struggling or how they, what their successes are, learn from each other, and just feel that community vibe. I hope you will benefit from this, and I strongly encourage you to take up this opportunity. I think it's a wonderful platform. I started using it myself recently. Yes, that's it from us today. So on this note, I'd like to say a huge thank you to all our speakers today. Thank you for your time and for your wonderful presentations. I hope the teams, and I'm pretty sure the teams took something away from each of you. We'll probably give you a virtual round of applause to finish this webinar. Before we finish, I'm going to stop sharing my slides here. And I'll just check the chat box if there are any questions. Oh, thanks, Lindsay, for popping in the details for all the different awards. That's brilliant. I can't see any questions that came through. Are there any questions from the teams before we finish today? If you want to ask, you can just unmute yourself and you can put your camera on and ask. Okay, there's silence. So I'll take it as everything is clear. You're all good to go. You're happy with everything. If you actually remember something that you'd like to ask, please contact us at aac.challenge@imeche.org, and I'll happily come back to you on anything. Thank you everyone for joining. I think that's the end of the webinar today. Have a good week and all the best. Speak to you soon.